As you're probably aware, my name's Jeff Bullard. I'm the newest Love Systems instructor. I'm 48 years old, okay, and I do date, women. Oh, I prefer to date women younger than me. When you're 48, actually, there's not too many that are actually older than you that are attractive. But that's one of the main reasons why. Yeah, some of the girls I date at the moment are 22, 23. But my preferred age bracket to date is actually between about 25 to 35. Okay, they usually got something going on in their life. I'd like to start by first saying that there's only one person in this world that can make you happy, all right, and that's you. Right? Having a smoking hot young girlfriend is not necessarily going to make you happy. However, when you've got game and you've learned how to apply game to pick up younger women, it certainly brings a lot of happiness in your life to have the power to do that. Now, you've got to bear in mind that you have a 10-year window when you're dealing with a girl, all right? If a girl is 10 years less than your perceived age, right, it's okay to go direct. Hey, you're smoking hot, had to come and meet you, and you've already learned a whole bunch of direct openers, I would imagine, by now, all right? Once we get past that 10-year, that window, all right, the 15, 20 years you're junior, when you go up to a girl in a nightclub and say, hey, you're smoking, you know, 20 years older than you, say you're smoking hot, had to come and meet you, all right? What are we doing there? We're hitting she's got to accept or reject. We're hitting the reject button immediately. We haven't had time to build attraction. She doesn't know who we are. She doesn't know we're an interesting guy, and immediately she's ejecting out of it. So you don't really want to do that once we pass that 10-year age bracket. We want to become the interesting guy first, okay, before we show any sexual intent, right? So bear in mind that 10-year time frame. And as I said, that's of your perceived age. Some guys are older than they look, and some guys are younger than they look. I'm fairly lucky I'm a bit younger than I look, right? So how do you find your perceived age? Well, it's not what you think you are, it's the feedback you get. So whenever you're talking to girls in clubs, bars, or whatever, invariably it always sort of comes up in conversation. They'll ask you the question, you know, how old are you? All right? And my reply is always the same. Have a guess. How old do you think I am? All right? Whatever the consistent number that you get back, that's your perceived age. All right? If they consistently come back and say, oh, I think you're about 40, you're about 35, whatever, that's fine. That's my perceived age. My perceived age is, let's say it's 40, all right? That means, okay, I can go direct to girls that from 30 to 40 through that age bracket. Anything outside that gets a bit weird for them initially if I'm showing too much sexual intent initially, and I don't want to do that. All right? Okay, now, all right, now being older, you're actually going to, one positive thing on your side, you're naturally going to appear more masculine. All right? So you want to cultivate that. You want to enhance your strengths, right? Always. You also need to calibrate your game. Right? When you're younger, you can, DHP spike, your game can be all over the show, but as long as you're building attraction, it's fine. Calibration is much more important when you're older. You've really got to have it stepped out, all right, to do it properly. Now, you don't want to come across like a dad, of course, when you're dealing with young girls. You don't want to be saying, oh, look, you know, bringing attention, you know, to the age difference is like, you know, they'll come up with some, you know, naive ideas. You know, I was dating one girl, she's like 22, and she's like, you know, yeah, you know, I'd really like to have some land somewhere. You know, I can look after, you know, people who don't, you know, who dump their animals, you know, horses and dogs and cats and all this kind of thing. And you don't want to turn around and say, well, you know, how are you going to fund this thing? You know, where's the money going to come from? You know, be real. You know, so you just, you know, with older guys, look, you want to dress and have style that's around your perceived age, or what you can get away with. Right? Particularly with older guys, I mean, a a good way to dress is to look like an entrepreneur with an edge. Okay, so that could be like a sharp suit, but with you know, an edgy type of shirt underneath, not just a plain white one or just a plain colour. You know, maybe something else. Right, that comes across sharp, particularly in a club. Right, you'll stand out. This guy's got status. All right, immediately. Yeah, you don't want to be doing t-shirts. You don't want to be trying to dress like 20-year-olds in the club. I know there's a temptation to do that.